Editing. As the sun began to set on the little house, Daisy can be seen napping on the big fluffy couch. Suddenly, her ears twitch, and her eyes slowly blink open. Then, she does a luxurious stretch. As she stretches, she can feel her muscles loosening. There's nothing like a good stretch, she thought. Suddenly, her eyes grew wide. It's gonna be night soon. The creature. I wonder what it is, she thought to herself. She slowly got herself up from her laying position and leaped off the couch onto the ground. She then shook and began to walk to the kitchen for dinner. Daisy. Caroline's voice can be heard from the kitchen. It's time for dinner. As Daisy walked through the little hallway that led to the kitchen, she stopped in the middle of the kitchen. In front of her stand the fridge. And the right side of the fridge is a little hallway that leads to Caroline's room. And the restroom. The restroom door is always open, because that's where Daisy's litter box is. Also to the right, close to the fridge, are some cabinets. On top of the cabinets, there is a toaster and an air fryer, and that's where the sink and all the dishes are. To the left of her is a table which has 5 chairs, and a little to the right of the table, also left side of the fridge, is the stove. As Daisy began to look at the stove, she realized that Caroline was making her famous lasagna today, because the stove top was empty. So that must mean that she's making lasagna because it's in the oven. I wish I could eat that, she thought to herself indignantly. I deserved to eat that. As Daisy watched, Caroline went to the cupboard of the kitchen, opened one of them and took out her cat food. Then, she also extracted her bowl and poured some in. Daisy, come on, come on. In response, Daisy let out a meow and went to her food and began to dig in. She then heard the sound of Caroline opening the oven and taking out her lasagna. She then goes to the table and places it in the middle. I can't wait for Caroline to go to sleep, Daisy thought. Then I can leave my cat flap that is installed in the front door and see my friend. Maybe he knows what that creature was. Later, the sun had set, and it was now nighttime. And Caroline was already in her room sleeping. It's my time now, Daisy thought excitedly. She then lifted her tail and began to walk to the living room, approaching the cat flap, making deliberate steps. Once there, she pushes it with her head and walks through into the front yard. She began to look around her. Directly in front of her, 50 feet away, was a fence. Not too tall, about 5 feet. She began to walk slowly forward. She could feel the spring grass underneath her paws. There was mainly grass around here, but way to the left was her cat tree. She then sat down in the middle. She then wrapped her tail neatly around her paws and began to wait. A few moments later, she saw a cat leap on top of the fence. It was a Tom, and he was as black as night. Daisy, he meowed. Are you down there? Yes. Dexter. Daisy meowed back. I'm coming down. With that, Dexter leaped off the fence and landed gracefully onto the grass. What have you been up to today, Daisy? Dexter purred. Oh, me. Daisy purred back, giving Dexter an innocent look. You know, the usual. That can't be a good thing, Dexter replied, giving a meow of laughter. Then, Daisy gave Dexter a playful swipe on his muzzle. Excuse me, how dare you? With that, Dexter and Daisy engage in a mock fight. You'll pay for that, Daisy growls before giving Dexter a powerful swipe on his ears. But of course, they are keeping their claws sheathed. In response, Dexter answers with a powerful hit on Daisy's nose. Then, it becomes chaos. Both cats begin to leap, swipe, and hit each other. Suddenly, Daisy leaps back. Wait, she meows. Stop. I think there is something you must know. Dexter twitches his ears, his gaze meeting Daisy's. What? What is it? I saw a creature, she begins. Was it a mouse? Dexter interrupts. No, fur brain. That's why you let me finish, Daisy responds. Sorry, Dexter mutters. Anyway, Daisy continues. I saw a creature. It was very small. It had 6 legs and antennas. It was walking on the wall close to the front door. Dexter suddenly lifts his head, pricking his ears. I think I know what that was, he meows. My owner calls them ants. Ants? Daisy meows skeptically. What's an ant? I know. Dexter meows in a reasonable tone. How about we go in your house and try to find the creature. Okay. Daisy replies. Let's go. After reaching the cat flap, Daisy enters first, with Dexter at her tail. When they were both in, they both gazed at each other. So, Dexter meows. Where could this creature be? It was right there. Daisy answers, indicating the spot with her eyes. On the wall. Dexter replies, thoughtfully. Yes. That sounds like an ant. Dexter then pricks his ears to the left. I'll go that way. And you go this way. Dexter meows, indicating to the right with his paw. We'll find something. I hope so. Daisy replies. Before walking off, she begins to look carefully at the wall. As she went around and approached the couch, she saw it. Dexter, I found it, she meowed. Dexter quickly padded over. He looked at it. Yes. This is an ant. Really? Yup. It looks just like one. Let's follow it. Daisy meowed. As they followed the ant, it went behind the couch. As Daisy went after it, she saw others. Some of them carrying food, but all of them going to the same place. A crack in the wall. Interesting. Daisy meowed. They go in there. Dexter squeezed in beside her. I wonder what's back there. He wondered. There's only one way to find out. Daisy replied matter-of-factly. We need to scratch at the wall. Really? Dexter meowed. Of course. We can work on it together today. Some days when you cannot visit, I will continue working on it. But sooner or later, we will see what's back there, all right. Dexter replied. It was fun today. But I must get back. But first, let's work after 30 minutes. Daisy's claws had begun to ache. I can't go anymore. Daisy meows. Me neither. Dexter replies. It feels like my claws are gonna fall off. But we definitely have progress. Daisy replies. True. Dexter meows. We'll keep working on this tomorrow. With that, Dexter waves his tail goodbye. As he went out the cat flap, as Daisy looked at their progress, she saw a pretty sizable hole already. She couldn't help but notice many ants streaming in and out from it. Wow, she thought. I wonder what is back there. Maybe it's some treats. Wait. Daisy realized. What if they were the ones that took my favorite catnip mouse? Oh, I'll get them for that, she thought, before leaving and jumping onto the couch to rest her aching claws. Word mode. Insertion point after clause. Control center. Music low selected.